Hey, bro, next time you see me, I'm wearing this everywhere. I took it from the set.
Pretty dope.
I just took it, bro. When they said cut, I walked straight to my car with makeup and everything. You know how awkward I look at Arco trying to pump gas?
They are not getting that back.
Everyone was scared of you.
It's mine, bro. It's mine. And once a mine, always a mine. Santo Padre, baby.
Momo Rodriguez, bro, you were a scene leader. You stole the show this year on Mayans MC, man.
I don't even know, man, what happened. I just went to get a coffee. It's like one of those moments was like, it was just a poetic piece, man, that I was honored to be asked to be part of, and I'm a comedian, bro. Come on, you know me. Like I'm a comedian.
But I gotta tell you something, Mo, because you fought hard in this game for a long time, but now you're becoming big, bro. I was worried. Oh yeah, is he gonna talk to the little people, or is he gonna forget the?
No. I already gave my time to little people.
Awesome, man.
Everybody next to me is a little person.
No, but seriously, man, like everything that you've been working for is really came home on the role on the show, dude. Bro, I've always thought you had the knack for drama as well as comedy, you know?
Well, I think it's because, I like to, insult people a lot. And, in my comedy, I can get really serious if I wanted to, but it's always with comedy behind it. But this was the first time I had to be part of something that I wasn't armed with. I wasn't armed with my arsenal of jokes. I had to be vulnerable, and I wasn't able to defend myself. I had to be something I'm not, and that's what Steve was. Steve was nothing like me, and that was the beautiful part, to be something that you're not, and have an opportunity to express it and create art with it. And Elgin James, man, he set the bar for anybody I ever work with anymore. Like that's the tough part,
So how did you? Because it said the role was written for you based on a friend of Elgin's. How did that come about?
Well, yeah, it was based on I mean, honestly, I was told that when they were writing it, that they kind of thought about me in the process, but I'm not sure if they were really serious about it, because I was more of like, they weren't sure if I can act or if I can, give that performance. So I had my manager submit me, and in the callback, they're like, okay, cool. I guess he can do this. And then once I landed the part, Elgin explained what this all was about, and how it was based on a friend, and then it became an amazing responsibility for me. Now it's like,
can I stop you for a second? Because I'm getting this thing on Zoom saying that I'm getting signed up because somebody signed in from the other account. I'm sorry about this.
It's all good.
Okay, Momo, you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I think I'm still signed in, so I guess we're good. Momo, I don't know if just no. But you know what? I don't want to mess it up. All right, I gotta let you go. Justina's here. What's up, Justina? All right, bye. Okay, so you got the whole. We're gonna keep that in, by the way. I'm not editing that out.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Justina? Oh, wait a minute. Did she just pop out? There she is.
Do you see me now?
Yeah. And you
there
see Momo?
she is.
Wait, Momo! I just saw that you were on here. I was like, oh my God, are you serious?
So I'm glad to have the two of you on together, because the two of you are the scene stealers. You guys were the breakout characters, the breakout
gangsters,
stars, right? Because you guys are elevating yourself to that level of this season of Mayans MC. So I've been chatting with Momo a little bit. Justina, tell me a little bit about your experience this year. The Nails character is awesome. It's a really cool, different role for you. Tell me about how the whole process has been.
I mean, it's been amazing. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Acting has always been there for me. It's been a crazy year, obviously. 2020 was insane for everyone. And I am so grateful that an acting opportunity presented itself. And it was Mayans on top of that. I've never seen the show, but I've always heard of the reputation it had. And There you go. Like I'm in the Bronx, so I have that rough, tough vibe already in my life. So it was really amazing to step into a world where I can somewhat relate to, without feeling like it was super stereotypical.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite thing about Mayans is that it's a Latin-based show, but I sometimes forget about that because it just shows how we're people like everyone else with so many complexities. And so Nails is a girl who works at the bar and the guy's regular spot, and she gets herself into a love triangle unwillingly. She has a situationship with one of the Reyes brothers, and as whoever watches the show, they know that she gets pregnant and she just got engaged.
Ooh. Give me Momo, go ahead and tell me what you thought about Mayans when you were cast, because I imagine, you were watching the show, familiar with the show. All of us part of the Latin community have been pretty supportive of it.
Oh, all my friends are on the show, and I made fun of it. I one day said, you know what? Before Mayans even aired the first season, I heard about it. I saw some of the footage, and I made a Mayans audition tape. Of me saying that the guys they have on here are too cute, and that they need some more gangster-looking dudes. And I made a whole video just making fun of them. And I think it got on to Elgin James's, DM by one of the guys. And 3 years later, Elgin decided to base one of his friends that he was thinking about on a Momo Rodriguez type, and the role came out of nowhere. I don't even think they thought I was gonna be the one playing it. They wanted a type like me, but they weren't sure if I was an actor or not. They thought I was just a comedian. And next thing you know, man, I'm crying my ass off on screen. It was beautiful, and that's how I got casted. I talked some smack.
Thank goodness, because Steve, or what the fuck Steve, has like captured everyone's heart. I mean, I always forgot like what everyone's storyline was, because there's so many of us that watching it back, I'm like, Momo, beautiful work. It's so compelling. It's so honest and so raw. And I love that it's showing another layer of a person that could be a part of a tough and rough gang. You know what I mean? It's a lot to handle, and it's complex, and not, it's not like it's a normal thing. You know what I mean?
It's not, yeah. And I grew up around that. I grew up in the neighborhood, where I could have been Steve if it wasn't for my parents. I was on the track to become Steve, and I think I would have had Steve's same destiny. The funny thing was, being on set with Justina was just hilarious, because I think her and I were just thrown into this group of people that knew each other already.
Yeah.
And I think her and I kind of like were the ones that would talk with each other, because we were we were the new people.
Yeah.
And since Steve was always at the bar with Nails, I mean, I think Justina saw when I actually just gave in to Steve and said, you know what, I'm gonna go all in. And to a point where she saw me when I lost myself in a few moments. Like I was not Momo anymore, because I knew if I was Momo, I would be talking too much shit the whole time. You know me, man. You know me. You know how I am. I am not a quiet person. I like to put people on blast. I like to make fun of everything. But I couldn't do that on this. I had to be what they needed me to be. And I was lucky to have Justina by my side watching me. And I was watching her. I mean, her and I both messed up one of the characters.
He literally, it was this past episode, actually. It was this past episode 9. I remember, it was the first time that our characters actually got to speak on camera.
We had a scene together. Yeah,
we had our actual scene together, and it was, like just genuine and casual and real. And when the guys come in and they're like, what the fuck, Steve, and start throwing their keys at him, everyone's so committed to their characters. And the guys were really rough with him. And I was starting to get upset. I was starting to, like, at one point, like, we've done so many takes and the guys are just throwing the keys at Momo. And, I see his face and I started getting teary-eyed And I was like, I'm same as Momo. I am very outspoken. I do not take shit. And I had to sit back and like watch it happen and not stand up for this guy. And Nails, you know, she can't speak up in front of these dudes. Like she has to stay in her place and, you know, just observe from the sidelines. But literally, if the camera was on me, you would have seen Nails like really upset and distraught because I felt his pain. And I just wanted to say, would you guys stop? Like, that's enough. Like, chill out. Like, you don't have to throw the keys at him. Are you kidding me? I was like, we're all in character. I was like sweating. I was like, Momo, I'm starting to get upset.
She was telling me that between takes. Like between takes, they would play around with me, and she was like, I would see her really and then she would like massage my arm. You okay? I'm like, and I was almost ignoring her too.
He was.
I didn't want to acknowledge like the sympathy. I want to just like, man, let me tell you. But these dudes, these people, the whole cast and crew, amazing cinematography. Vanessa, man, she is just amazing. This is not a series. This was 10 little movies.
For real. I felt that way the first time I saw the episode because like Elgin, like I don't know about you, Momo, but I'm sure he did. Being a new cast member, he was like, listen, like the show is gonna be different this season. I promise you, like we have a whole new vision. And I'm like, okay. Awesome, like sure, you know?
Yeah.
And watching that first episode, the opening scene, I was like, whoa, cinematically, like it felt like a movie. It felt like a completely different story. The tone was different, you know, like it just felt super authentic and like you were there, you know.
Let me back up a little bit to touch upon something that I find interesting with actors, you know, because I've done acting early on. I realized I was not an actor. I can't really get into a range of other people. I can only be myself. And even then that's hard. But you're talking about how like you felt sympathy for what Momo was going through. And you had to like, you didn't want to break this character and Momo yourself. You had to go deep into the character to maintain. You didn't want to like acknowledge any reality sympathy that might take you out of it. But I mean, is it so intense when you know, because Momo does comedy, Justina, you've done all kinds of things, but maybe things not as serious or a little bit more, not that Mayans isn't fun, but a little bit more fun, lighthearted type of stuff. When you're doing something really, really serious as an actor, actress, you can't just perform without feeling the pain. Like you really have to lose yourself in it and then kind of catch yourself because you really got to feel those moments. I mean, like you couldn't, I'm surprised like an actress wouldn't be like, nah, I knew that they were pretending like, even though they're roughing them up, it's part of the scene. I don't feel any pain, but the fact that you felt pain and you had to stop, like, tell me more about that. Like, cause that's something that I think that people will respect, that actors and actresses can do that a normal person can't, you know, really lose themselves.
Yeah. I think it's just all about being compassionate and empathetic. I mean, and it also happens when you're working with really great actors who are fully living presently in this world, you know? And I mean, how could you, to me, I'm like, how can you not feel bad for someone, even if it's in the pretend world, who's going through that? I feel like, I don't know, as an actor, I get immersed into the world. So it's me and Nails, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's why I think it's so important if you want to be an actor to really know who you are and really ground yourself in who you are, comfortable with the flaws and everything, so that when you jump into someone else's shoes, you're able to not judge your own character, you know? And so like in those moments, I mean, everyone was so committed and it just felt so real because it was just real. And I couldn't help. Sometimes you just can't help it. And you have to allow yourself to be vulnerable and allow yourself to feel these feelings and allow yourself to realize what's happening in front of you. I think acting is a really beautiful way to get to know yourself and get to know the minds of other people as well. So it just comes naturally, I guess. I don't know. What do you think, Momo?
You know, I went through something crazy this year. I lost my mom in January, while I was shooting Mayans.
Condolences.
And during that process was when I had to kind of bury that side of me for the moment and focus on this character. I used Steve as a way to mourn my mom, loss of my mom. I just like submerged myself in his character and his emotions. I used the pain I was going through to pull from to give Steve a certain kind of pain that he was going through. And towards the last scene that Steve had to perform was really dark for me because I felt like I was losing another person. I was losing the guy that I invested in to help me grieve, and now I gotta get rid of him. It was one of those moments that really just, I don't know, man. Like I love comedy. I've been stand up for 15 years, but as you know, stand up comedy is tragedy plus time.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'm gonna find the humor behind Steve. Maybe I never will, but I really feel like I really had to just give in, man. Because if you don't give in, nobody wants to see you on that. Nobody wants to see Momo as a prospect. They want to see Steve. Momo would have done. He probably would have killed more people. Momo's kind of gangster, but this was just. It was a beautiful piece of poetry. And if it wasn't for Elgin, I think I would have been able to submerge myself in it. And I'm gonna tell you something that I don't tell anybody. I don't think I've told people about this. So when I had to shoot my last scene, which was a very difficult day for me, this story is based on somebody that Elgin knew. So right before I shot the scene, I actually took Elgin aside and I asked Elgin, is there something you want to say to Steve that you never got to say to him? Oh. And we had a beautiful conversation. And at that point, I was ready to shoot the scene.
And that mind you, that was the last scene of the day.
Yeah, that was
the last scene of the day.
And that's when I was just crying. I don't even know what I was crying about, man. but I knew it was the end. And I think I was crying about the idea that this guy had in his mind, he thought he had no way out. When there's many ways out. There's many ways to help himself. There's many things he could have done. There's a lot of, he personally felt there was no way to do anything. And that's what hurt me the most.
Man, let me tell you something, Momo. I have chills, not chills.
The Latino came out. The Latino, I have chills.
Chills, man. Same thing. I have chills when you say that you asked Elgin if there's something that you wanted to say to your friend, to Steve, because I mean, it's very insightful of you. It's deep, man, and you're so willing to go there with a creator, and I think that it's also like indicative of you're a heavyweight intellectually, all right? You're not just like a heavyweight in the physical realm. You're a heavyweight intellectually, and I think that behind the scenes, I think that people probably realize that on this, you being part of the show, and I think that now the world is going to see more of it. So I think, and Justina, the same thing with you. You really elevated a lot of the seriousness of your performances with this character. I think the both of you really took advantage of this opportunity. Did you guys pressure yourselves when you got it, or how do you feel? Justina, you can start.
Pressure. I don't think it was pressure necessarily. I think it was. I was so excited to jump into a whole new world, with different actors, with a different storyline. And like I said, everyone who I worked with just was so committed and open and raw and vulnerable that work was just always so fun and easy, and I'm grateful for the opportunity, and I hope I took advantage of it. And I'm excited for everyone that's a part of season 4. Momo, you'll be missed. Hopefully Steve comes back and haunts people. I feel like he might. I don't know.
That's the thing about TV. People always think it's going forward. Sometimes you can go backwards.
Exactly. And with Mayans, you just never know. There's a lot of unpredictability. You know what I mean? You think somebody's gone and then they come back. So
A lot
I like
of
what you're putting into
flashbacks.
the universe there, Mo. And like another
A lot
spin-off,
of-
a little bit of a flashback, an
I
origin
tell you,
story, maybe.
Mayans is known for the
Or so.
flashbacks, or even a spin-off, the Stephen Nails just say, do their own show.
Listen, Mayans MC has turned into an incubator for Latino talent to get to that
It is.
top level. The respect that a lot of the performers that have been on the show, including the ones that have been killed off. I think we've had the opportunity to feature, most of you all here at LATV. But you guys make us proud because it's like what you were saying before. Mayans is the kind of show you can sit down and watch, and it's not just, we got to support each other, but we don't have to even say that for Mayans. It's like, yeah, if you want to watch Mayans tonight, it's like, it's on, my white friends, black, Asian, it doesn't matter. It's a cool show. So
It's great
I think
acting.
it's really,
It's amazing act. I mean, this year, Danny Pino, you have Sarah, you have Emily, you have Emilio Rivera's. Carla Barak. Richard Cabral.
Richard, yeah,
Michael
everybody's
Irby.
amazing.
It's just the scenes they do this season, man. Like I know the scripts. I've read them. I knew I was gonna die in October.
Mhm.
When I first got the script, I read all the scripts, and it was a surprise the other night to me, because it's just you get so consumed in it, and I think that the way we help each other. And Justina can tell you there is so much love on that set.
For
The reason was also because we were so close because there was COVID, so there weren't as many background people as there usually is. It was just us. And they had us like together all the time. This is pretty much how Latino unity should be. And a lot of brown excellence on this project.
hell yeah.
And not only am I proud to be part of it, but I'm proud to be out there inspiring all the gorditos in the house that, know that we have representation out there, us voluptuous men, that everybody at home, I know everybody wants to date Angel, everybody wants, easy, but you know what? You go
who
home
wants
to
to
a
date
Steve.
Angel? Come on.
Nails does, right?
Nails does. She got herself in a situation. Well, they got themselves in the situation.
Yeah.
But I'm also glad that we're telling that story too, because it's like I see the narrative with the fans saying, "Oh, what is she doing?" And I'm like, whoa. This is not a one-way street, and she's not doing anything. She's not trying to break Hank's heart over here. This is the father of her baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful that Nails, her storyline is not like, I'm this Latina woman. It's like, no, I'm this girl working who got myself in a situation, like I love that it's not this necessarily a Latin narrative, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not
Yes.
safe. Look, the cool thing about the show is that it's very realistic, and real life is dirty and grimy and gray, and someone can be really good in one aspect and not a good person in another, and we have to understand them as a whole, because that's how. So I love how complicated and layered the characters. You guys didn't play two-dimensional characters that were just like little stick figures, with a title, and everybody sounds the same and all that stuff. So you guys are part of something big, and I think that both of you, not to take the character name, but you nailed it, the both of you. I'm proud of you. I also had another friend that made her acting debut, Christian Vera, who plays the siren, the motorcycle girl with the machete.
I just realized
nice.
that was Christian Vera the other day.
Yeah.
I just realized, and I love her. I've known her for years, and I was watching the show. I'm like, is that her? She was so good. I didn't recognize her.
Yeah. She was
There's
amazing.
so many.
I recognize those eyes. She's I call her a fiery woman because she is, but in a good way. She's amazing. And I'm like, she texted me. She's like, wait till you see the character that I'm playing. Because I'm always telling her that she's like a fiery assassin. I call her the goddess of war. Not that she's not a really nice, sweet person, but she's a tough chick and she rides bikes in real life. So
she'll kill you. She'll kill you. She'll kill you. And that's what I like about her. Hey, but before I go, the most powerful Latina acting. It is a powerhouse of Latinas on the show. And all of them this season, it's like a beautiful showcase of the talent that we have with Justina, Carla, Emily. There's so many beautiful scenes that I was just in love with watching on screen. It's such a, again, it's a beautiful unity. I mean, Clayton Cardenaz, the past few episodes has had me just like, oh man, amazing acting. JD, everybody.
Yeah,
It's
isn't
like,
it funny? Like the women, like the women are like super, super strong. And in
all
this
of them.
season, you see the men show their vulnerability. I love
Yes.
how like the stereotypes of what a woman is and what a man is, like it kind of shows like we're all everything.
Oh,
We can be strong and vulnerable, women and men.
Yeah.
And
I
this
think it's
season
fun,
really
yeah.
showed that.
I think it's finally giving some truth to Latino men that we're a mess.
Oh, we know that.
We're
We
not
know
macho.
that.
We're not macho. We're everywhere. We're just, we don't know what we want, and we all need a good woman to tell us what we need.
Y'all
Period.
just want food and some snuggles. Someone to
Affection.
hold
Men,
you.
Latin men want affection. Listen, thank you both of you for being on the show. I'm very proud of you guys.
Oh,
We're
bro.
gonna drop this next
Thank
week
you.
after the
Representing
season,
right
before the
here.
season finale. There you go.
Look at
There you
that.
go. You got your Mayans. And
This is the
Momo,
cut.
next time I see you, I'm gonna give you a big hug, buddy.
Hey, bro. Next time you see me, I'm gonna wearing this everywhere. I took it from the set.
Pretty dope.
I just took it, bro. When they said cut, I walked straight to my car with makeup and everything. You know how awkward I look at Arco trying to pump gas?
They are not getting that back.
Everyone was scared of you.
Mine. It's mine, bro. It's mine. And once a mine, always a mine. Santo Padre, baby.
Hell yeah.
100%.
Thanks to the both of you. And again, we're all very proud of you. So we'll talk to you soon.
See you guys.
Thank you. See y'all.